When I'm depressed, it's trying to do anything feels like trying to start a car when there's no gas in the car. You can like really want to go somewhere, you can really want to like do the thing, but you literally don't have the means. You know, it can feel as heavy as a boulder or as light to carry around as my fingernail, but it's as much a part of me as that fingernail is.
Depression to me feels like a giant weight, kind of like one of those big dumbbells. It starts like right in your gut, and you just feel it slowly intensifying. So it starts out small, and then all of a sudden it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. It goes down to your stomach, it goes up to your heart, it kind of spreads throughout your entire body. And it just gets like slowly heavier and heavier and just a little bit harder to deal with and a little bit harder to carry. And then it gets really overwhelming.
Having anxiety feels like a million bubbles filled with things that could go wrong that are just pushing on me. And each bubble is filled with something that could go wrong. And all of the things that could go wrong are irrational to a normal person, but to someone with anxiety, the thing that could go wrong feels like the worst thing in the world.
It kind of feels like rolling in a ball down a hill. You do start to feel like a little bit like a roly-poly, and you just kind of collapse in on yourself. And like one little kind of thing that you get fixated on, and then it just kind of starts to kind of spin and spin and spin around you until you kind of feel like you can't control all the things that are worrying you anymore.
I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and to me that's always felt like having a separate sort of cloud of a mind outside of my own mind, a sort of buzzing gray hive of thoughts that sort of come in and out of my own brain and can be sort of busy or less busy depending on how I'm feeling on the day.
OCD is like a faucet dripping over and over and over again. And you keep having all these irrational thoughts, and you know they're irrational, but you just keep having them, and they are so important to you at that moment, and it's all led by fear.
ADD feels kind of like being this like high-functioning robot, but if you like went into the mind of the robot and actually learned what the robot is thinking, it's just like a bunch of Katy Perry songs and like old childhood memories.
It has this huge importance to you.
This is the thing that actually impacts many people, but people don't actually do anything about it because we are trained to think that it's not a problem or it's something that we can control, when sometimes it actually isn't.
There's a lot of beauty that can come out of it. There are strengths to it for sure, and I think a lot of creative people especially have figured out ways to connect ideas and use it in a creative sort of way.
بینندگان با درود و سلامی گرم به شما به برنامه روانشناسی خودمانی خوش آمدید. میدونم که منتظر مادرم دکتر نهضت فرنودی هستین و بودین، ولی از من خواستن که امروز به مناسبت Mental Health Awareness Month و خب روز Mental Health Awareness دیروز بود، دوشنبه. امروز قرار شد که بیایم و در کنار دوست بسیار خوبم که بسیار میدونه و به اصطلاح عمیق deep wisdom داره در این رابطه صحبت بکنیم، با هم brainstorm بکنیم تا شاید بخشی از اون مطالبی رو که میتونه کمک بکنه به خصوص در رابطه با parenting, conscious parenting, consciousness, mindfulness و peace learning parenting امروز صحبت میکنیم. تلفن ها باز هستش، اگر سوالی دارین در رابطه با این مطالبی که داریم مطرح میکنیم یا کودکان، نوجوانان. میدونم که من معمولا تلفن در برنامه‌ام قبول نمی کنم، ولی ساعت خوبی هستش که اگر سوالی دارین در رابطه با mental health, youth, children, families, to come and join us. Roma Katarpal, welcome to Mom's show.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So let's start with mental health and what it means to you. I know your focus has been heavily on school-age kids, parents, and raising awareness on bringing better well-being to our educational system. I know you work with the school districts, you work with teachers, you work with families, and I am so honored to know the kind of work that you do. You uplift, you know, the soul connection that many folks experience, and that flow, and when the souls meet, and the mind, which we will get to in a bit. This is what I feel like when I'm with Roma. So I just want you to know.
And likewise, thank you so much, Nellie. Thank you. It's such an honor to be here. And I love the quality of what happens on these shows, right? Because we're really able to talk about issues that are important to individuals, to children, to the youth, and to parenting.
Yes.
And when we make these messages, when we take these messages as you know, as something important to share and something important to grow from, then we actually contribute to the world in a much better way.
That's right.
And
so let's talk about mental health. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. روزی هستش یا ماهی هستش که در اکتبر اینجا در آمریکا یا شاید هم در بین الملل یا internationally مردم توجهشون و حواسشون رو میذارن به اینکه mental health بهداشت روحی و روانیشون رو توجه بکنن، ارتقا بهش بدن و to raise awareness.
Yes.
So what does it mean to raise awareness regarding our mental health for our communities?
I think that the most important thing is to become aware yourself. When we start to become aware that these issues are real, when we start to really hone in on how they affect not just an individual, but also the immediate families and how they affect the community, it's a ripple effect. As we know, you know, we've seen so much chaos, whether it's the shootings in schools or out on the streets. I mean, this all starts with an imbalance in that mental health. And that imbalance is layering. It's layering of experiences and emotions that come from those experiences over a period of time. And when those experiences accumulate and when those emotions start to bottle up and we just create these, you know, these layers, then this container that we call the mind is overwhelmed. And of course, I always say that emotions are energy in motion, emotion, and each emotion has a frequency. And these frequencies, when they stay parked within us, will find an exit somewhere.
So let's take a moment, because I know Mom's audience is Farsi speaking, so we're going to take a moment to translate some of this. در اساس در خصوص mental health awareness و یا ارتقاء آگاهی در رابطه با بهداشت روح و روان، اقدام هایی که میتونیم بکنیم ما به عنوان یک انسان، به عنوان یک مادر، به عنوان یک پدر، این هستش که از خودمون شروع بکنیم. بهترین شیوه بهداشت روح و روان در منزل، در خانه، در مدارس از ما شروع میشه. بنابراین توجهمون رو وقتی که میتونیم بگذاریم روی آنچه که در درون ما میگذره، و میدونم که خب در خصوص به خصوص اجتماع ما و جامعه ما، میدونم در این 2 دهه اخیر بسیار توجه میکنه به این مسئله. میدونم روانشناس رفتن یا پیش مشاور رفتن، مشاوره کردن دیگه کار خیلی عادی شده که چقدر خوبه که ما انقدر باز فکر میکنیم و میدونیم که بهداشت روان، بهداشت روح و روان همون اهمیتی رو داره که ما وقتی پیش یک پزشک میریم یا پیش یک دندان پزشک میریم یا چشم پزشک میریم و خودمون رو چکاپ میکنیم. چون میدونین که از نظر بهداشت روحی نه تنها ما میبایست توجهمون رو بذاریم روی هوش عاطفی، هوش اجتماعی و اون به اصطلاح حال و حوالی که در درونمان داریم، بلکه اون کانشسنس و آگاهی که در هر لحظه پیدا میکنیم از خودمون، من نوعی یا من کیستم، چرا اینجا آمدم، به کجا میرم، هدف من یا به اصطلاح intention من، انگیزه من، غریزه و یا اون نیت من چی هستش. و اینا همه سوالاتی هستش که میبایست ما باهاش روبرو بشیم و توجه بهش بکنیم و بدونیم که مهمه، برای اینکه هر موقع که ما ارتقاء آگاهی یا خودآگاهی پیدا میکنیم میکنیم در کانشسنسمون، در محیطمون یا در اون دایره اجتماعی و فردیمون داریم صلح و صلح جویی و صلح آموزی پرورش میدیم. بنابراین اهمیت بسیاری داره، بهش باید توجه کنیم. I always say to the families I work with, I think it's really important to have these regular checkups, if you may. Just like we go to the dentist, we take our children into the dentist. We need to have mental health professionals or coaches or, people that we can go to do a mental health check to see how a person is doing, their well-being, their consciousness, their parenting position, marital relationship status. And so once we get this on a regular routine, we go work with a couples therapist. If we're having marital issues or conflicts, we go see a child counselor or consultant, a parenting consultant. We are able to implement these tools of growth on a daily basis and keep track.
And the first step, I think, is being aware yourself to note the signs, right?
Yes.
Because, if it's an existing condition that the child has, if we're talking about parenting specifically, early on, then obviously, the parent already knows this. But if it's a shift due to the environment, due to the stress, is it college application? Is it, high school, whatever the issues might be, if your child is apt to carrying a bigger emotional load, then it really becomes a responsibility of the parent to take that step back and be aware and make that time. And that really comes from that connection and making time every single day and noticing these changes, because if these changes slip us by, then we're talking the well-being of the child. They might be able to carry the load while they're under your roof to a certain extent, because they do have a fallback of coming home or still being connected with the parent. But as these kids go off to college, now you're talking independent adulthood, and if they're carrying a pre-existing load, if you will, of emotions, that's going to find its exit somewhere.
That's right. Yeah. And that's why conscious parenting in your line of work, when it comes to elevating and empowering the relationship between parent and child, and honestly, I believe we're all parents. So whether you're a parent biologically or not, we all parent. I feel like I parent children who are not mine biologically, right? I'm sure you feel the same way.
I feel like I'm parenting my parents right now.
There you go. The cycle repeats itself, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So خیلی مهمه که توجهمون رو بذاریم روی اینکه همه ما به صورتی، به فرمی مادری و پدری میکنیم. حالا شاید به قول روما میگه الان من مادر و پدر خودم و مادری و پدری میکنم. بنابراین بعضی از ما برمیگردیم به اینکه توجهمون یا حواسمون یا مادری و پدریمون برمیگرده با مادر بزرگمون، پدر بزرگمون، مادر و پدر خودمون. بنابراین این هم خیلی قشنگه، خیلی زیباست، بخشی از اون چرخه طبیعت زندگی هستش. ولی اگر بیشتر توجهمون رو بذاریم روی اینکه خب امروزه برای اینکه ما بتونیم مایندمون رو یا ذهنمون رو یا اون آگاهی و خودآگاهیمون رو بهتر بشناسیم، چه ابزاری، چه نکاتی رو باید بهش توجه بکنیم که در رابطه با بهداشت روح و روانمون برامون سلامتی بیشتری بیاره. We're all looking for better well-being for our children, for our community, for the world, really, as global citizens. So let's talk about the mind. I think this is a very, very important topic. اگر که فرصتی داشته باشین حتما روی فیسبوک اینترویو، مصاحبه بسیار بسیار خوبی هستش ماریا شرایور با دن سیگل کرده در رابطه با این کتابش. من هم در آینده حتما دن رو برنامه‌ام خواهم داشت و باهاش درباره کتابش صحبت خیلی زیاد دارم. ولی این کتابی هستش که واقعا به خوبی به شما میآموزه یا به شما میگه که تحقیقات، به خصوص تحقیقات نوروساینس و تحقیقاتی که علمی هستن، بر اساس علم و عصب شناسی هستن، چگونه ذهن رو امروزه میشناسن و چه نکاتی رو بهش اهمیت میدن، توجه میدن که باید ما به عنوان یک انسان، به عنوان یک فرد و جامعه بهش توجه بکنیم. بنابراین if you can please, do you read this paragraph on feedback given
Sure.
to Dan's book.
Dan Siegel widens our world with this mind-opening and mind-bending exploration of mind itself. From a journey through mind emerges a compelling sense of our connection to each other and to the universe. Wow.
The mind.
That's
So very powerful. Very
Yes,
powerful.
definitely.
بنابراین موقعی که ما درباره وحدت یا وحدتی که the unity, right?
Yes.
We talk about this. I know you talk about this in your line of work and tools of growth, that we're all connected. You
Yes.
always remind me
Yeah.
in our conversation, like, Nelly, we all have that. We all are that
Yes,
way.
yes.
And I love you for that. You're very connected to that soul,
Right.
that dimension of soul. And it's good to remind ourselves. بنابراین
Yes.
اگر که ما همه اون وحدت روحانی رو روحی رو با هم تجربه میکنیم و این روح یا روان در کتاب دن هیچ رابطه‌ای با مذهب نداره. It's not a religious definition of soul.
Right.
It's mostly the core of being where we're all connected
Yes.
in our consciousness.
So there's a certain existence I
Yeah.
feel that we all emanate from. You know, we all come from that one intelligence, that one source, if you will. And whether you call it the air you breathe or a religious form, whatever it might be, or the universe, or this entire galaxy, whatever your belief system is, it can't be denied. There's a certain intelligence that we're all surrounded by and that runs through us. And that intelligence, in essence, is what plays into our connection with each other, because that is the union amongst us. But with you and me, that is the union amongst us.
That's right. بنابراین اگر که شما به دنبال بهداشت روحی و روانی هستین که قرار شما رو آگاهتر بکنه در رابطه با اینکه چگونه ما میتوانیم اون نقطه هستی و نقطه وجود فردیمون رو بهش بیشتر به اصطلاح باش در تماس باشیم و هر روزه استفاده بکنیم در رابطه با تصمیمایی که میگیریم، شیوه آموزشی، پرورشی، والدین بودن، شیوه برخوردمون با انسانهای دیگه، با کودکان و نوجوانانمون، این کتاب به شما بسیار بسیار کمک خواهد کرد و تازه در اومده، ولی میدونم که خیلی از شما که سریع ترجمه میکنین یا علاقه دارین به ترجمه مطالب دن سیگال، حتما باش در تماس باشین و این کتابی هستش که برای شما به خصوص جوانانی که قرار مادری و پدری بکنین یا در مرحله رشد حساسی هستین بهتون میتونه بسیار کمک بکنه. همونطور که گفتم دن در برنامه آینده در مامتاک خواهد بود و با او درباره این کتاب بسیار بسیار پر ارزش مایند صحبت خواهیم کرد. Now let's talk about ways we can elevate or enhance our families. Tools of growth. وبسایت و کارهای آموزشی خانم روما کتارپال بر به اصطلاح تارنمای ایشون toolsofgrowth.com هستش و ایشون در مدارس اینجا سکول دیستریکت در آموزش و پرورش فعالیت میکنن و میرن و معلمین رو آموزش میدن، با اونا کار میکنن که mental health و کارهای مهمی که در رابطه یا ریلیشنشپ آموزگار و دانشجو صورت میگیره به صورت بهتری، راحتتری و صلح آموزی و صلحجویی بیشتری صورت بگیره. So tell us about the kind of work you do with the teachers. I know you've been very busy with these workshops in schools. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Sure. So a few months ago, I was contacted by the superintendent of the school district to create a program, a mindfulness program for the staff that takes care of children during recess.
Okay.
So a couple of different dynamics: the recess staff, as well as the before school and the after school staff, because this is a group of adults that are part-time. They have no prerequisites for hire as far as childcare is concerned, and they're not provided any formal training in the way of emotional management. It's mainly the training is, safety training and what have you. So the school district brought me in to create a program from my book, of course.
So important. And I have to translate this. So روما کتارپال در مدارس میرن ایشون و با کسانی که بچه ها رو در هنگام به اصطلاح اصطلاح زنگ تفریح مراقبت میکنن و با بچه ها هستند، ایشون این به اصطلاح آموزگارها و این کانسلرها، کسانی که بچه ها رو مراقبت میکنن، اونها رو آموزش میده، برای اینکه خیلی از اوقات اینا کسانی هستن که به صورت به اصطلاح ساعتهای کمی کار میکنن در مدارس و برای همین اون آموزش و تعلیمی که آموزگارای دیگه میگیرن معمولاً برای به اصطلاح شغلشون رو ندارن. بنابراین ایشون کاری که میکنن توجهشون رو گذاشتن روی زنگ تفریح، به خاطر اینکه در زنگ تفریح هستش که بسیاری از این مشکلات بین بچه ها، اختلافات بین بچه ها، دعواهایی که بین بچه ها صورت میگیره، بچه ها اون کانسپتی که اینجا بهش بولینگ میگن، یعنی یه بچه‌ای شروع میکنه با خشونت با یه بچه دیگه رفتار کردن. بنابراین او توجهش رو گذاشته برای پایین بردن به اصطلاح کانفلیکت و ارتقاء conflict resolution skills و peace learning و اینکه بچه ها رو آموزش بده و این کانسلر آموزش بده. کار ایشون هستش که میرن و تعلیم میدن، آموزش میدن که چگونه این کانسلرها، این کسانی که بچه ها رو مراقبت میکنن، نگهداری میکنن، با بچه ها برخورد بکنن با هوش عاطفی بهتر، با به اصطلاح هوش اجتماعی بیشتر و با آگاهی و کانشسنس بالاتری که بتونن بچه ها رو کمک بکنن در این اوقات تنس و پر از تنش. What an important job and mission. Because oftentimes, as you know, during recess, those are the times where tension, stress, conflict, and those issues
and as
come
far
up.
as the school districts are concerned, you know, the most number of complaints come from the play yard and from this before school and after school, because this is the time where children are not in a structured environment. They're not in that classroom with the teacher and getting that one-on-one, I should say. But this is free play. And yet this is where we build our children's social emotional skills. This is where we teach them how to interact with each other. And this is why I think the school district wanting to tip some surveys, LCAP numbers. I know we have an international audience, so I won't get into that too much. But it's such an important thing to be able to give adults skills, emotional management skills to manage these children. And of course, in doing that, you're setting an example. You're teaching the children how to manage themselves.
That's right.
So if us adults can manage ourselves first before coming into a situation, before managing an issue, say a fight between children or a disagreement, or if they want to play one game versus another and not being inclusive, there's so many different dynamics that play into the schoolyard. You know, it's so important for adults to be equipped in that emotional management aspect, because if we manage emotions, that's the very first step. Then we can get deeper into mindfulness, into being aware how we behave, how we manage ourselves, how our emotions play out in the interactions with others. So
Wonderful.
Here we are. Yeah.
Wonderful. Such an important job that you're doing. And so oftentimes when I'm on the playground watching, observing children, I find that some of these counselors or these part-time teachers who are there to monitor have a dilemma. They're faced with this dilemma to allow the children to work through conflict and sort of figure it out on their own versus intervene, to step in and help them regulate or make sense or help them, guide them through the peace learning process. So can you share some examples and what your recommendations are to those teachers who are faced with
the very first step is, of course, to manage yourself. Because if you are able to keep an eye on how you're approaching the situation, what you're feeling in that moment, are you frustrated? Is this a repetitive issue? Do the kids do this all the time? How is this coming into play in yourself? And it only takes that moment of awareness, and building that awareness is what these classes are all about. So what I do in these workshops is help them identify, first of all, how important their job is. Because gone are the days when we thought that the learning process happens only in classrooms.
That's right.
Today we have so much science telling us the importance of play and how that contributes to not just academic success, but children's life success.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's all tied into managing children's emotions. So I think that if we can empower the adults first to understand with perspective how important their job is, how much science there is in supporting the importance of play. In my workshops, I call it the learning ground, that this is not a playground, this is a learning ground, because this is where the children are going to learn how to interact with each other. They're going to learn to self-manage their own emotions. And then this plays into real life, right? This plays into their work life, into their college life, and we can go all the way backwards or forward. We are social beings. And at the end, we have to learn how to interact with each other, and understanding your own inner landscape. I call it your own communication landscape. Your inner communication landscape is of the utmost importance. So making these campus supervisors or the recess staff or before and after school staff, making them aware of how important it is for them to self-manage and then take that step into managing the children. And it's a balance between what you said, where, do we let the kids resolve this on their own, or do we take that forefront, do we take that first step to jump in? And I think that's the call of the adult, depending on the situation. Right. But the very first step, regardless of whether you're helping them resolve the conflict or you're letting them resolve on its own, is really understanding, where am I at this place? Am I in that space of self-managing? And then, doing a balance of the two, letting them understand, letting the kids know that it's important for them to try to resolve it themselves, but giving them little tools.
Yes. So let's just getting back to the families or parents who are watching. برای شما مادر و پدرانی که بچه هاتون در مدارس هستند و در زنگ تفریح شاید در چالش یا استرس یا تنش یا دعواهای زنگ تفریح گلاویز میشن و ناراحتی تجربه میکنن، از کارهایی که روما میکنه، این معلمینی که در اون ساعتهای زنگ تفریح بچه ها رو نگهداری میکنن، او به اونها تدریس آموزش میده که چگونه اون مرحله اول یا اقدام، اون استپ اول، پایه اول، پله اول این هستش که فرد خودش بر احساسات و عواطف خودش آگاهی و خودآگاهی داشته باشه، که این من مطمئنم برای خیلی از شما مادر و پدران بسیار طبیعی هستش، یا اگر نیست روش کار دارین میکنین که اول روی شاید self regulation یا emotional regulation یا اون آگاهی که به احساسات و عواطف شما هستش، شما بر اون کنترل یا آگاهی پیدا میکنین و بعد اقدام میکنین که کمک بکنین فرزند یا کودک یا نوجوانی که در مشکل هستش. و خیلی از اوقات اتفاقی که میفته این هستش که شاید این معلمین یا مادران و پدران خودشون چون استرسشون بالا هستش یا در اون نقطه‌ای که حساسه و میبایست توجهشون روی نیاز کودک و اون شیوه برخورد ادالت یا بزرگسال با کودک توجه بکنن، حواسشون پرت میشه یا اون استرس و تنش اونها رو به قول دن مغز پیشانیشون رو هایجک میکنه. بنابراین executive function skills یا اون بخش پیشانی مغز که کنترل احساسات و عواطف و اینکه ما چگونه عمل میتونیم بکنیم با ارتقاء آگاهی بر احساسات و عواطفمون، میبایست یه نوع تعلیم و تربیت به خصوصی داره که meditation، breathing، deep breathing، تکنیک 4 7 8، اینی که شما با 4 count you breathe in نگه می‌دارین برای 7 به اصطلاح count و 8 count بیرون میدین هوا رو یا اکسیل میکنین. این خیلی در کام کردن شما به صورت خیلی سریع کمک میکنه و آگاهی شما رو بالا میبره. بنابراین باید روی احساسات عواطف فرد یا خودمون یا مادر یا معلم توجه بشه و بعد به کودک و نوجوانی که در شاید جنگ و دعوا هستش برسیم. خب we're going to start answering some of your calls. Roma, we're going to take some calls and با شما باشیم ببینیم که سوالات شما چی هستش. بفرمایید، بیننده عزیز رو خط هستید.
Hi, this is Dr. Cherry Alzer. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, my pleasure. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
Talking about kids and in school and the people who are supposed to watch them at the break time, things like that, in order to prevent injuries. Unfortunately, I have a bad experience from this a long time ago when my daughter used to go to school, and she's a Down syndrome kid, so she had a special person to watch her always. Unfortunately, she let her to play and go and play on the swing while swinging, and this heavy swing had come and hit her face, and it broke some of her teeth and things like that. It was horrible. I can never forget it, and I always regret that I should have taken that woman to court because she had to watch it. I have also seen this when I was a young kid myself, and a mother had her kid on the swing, and the swing came and hit her the same way. So I would recommend that for the parents. So please be careful, especially with those swings, and they are very deadly and bad. Thank you very much.
Oh, and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. Well, thank you so much for joining. Very important to raise awareness on safety and physical safety.
Is one of the most important aspects of taking care of children on the play yard. And I'm so sorry that that experience has happened. And this really goes to show us how important this job is and how important it is to...
thank you for calling us.
Yeah, and how important it is for the adults to be trained properly.
That's right.
You know, and to have that forevision. And really, unless the training is of a really high quality, how can you manage 20, 30 children at a time? The way it happens in schools is that they are given sort of almost like a geographic area to take care of children. Like, this is the perimeter of your care. This is your care. It's actually drawn out on a map. And whether 10 children end up playing in that area or 20, the campus supervisors or the people taking care of these children have to just be able to do it and to watch not just safety but also the emotional management part of it. And there's so many different pieces. And yes, and this is why it's becoming of the utmost important to make sure that they're all skilled and they're all provided with the proper workshops. And our local school district in Santa Clarita has taken really a very forward approach in this and saying, you know, we need to put these programs in place so that we can benefit the children.
Fantastic. It is very, very important to have skilled and trained supervision and people who are trained to guide children well and to know when to allow for freedom, because we know free play is so valuable. The value of free play, independence. خیلی خیلی مهمه که این کانسلرها یا معلمینی که با بچه‌ها در زنگ تفریح کار میکنن از نظر سیفتی ترین بشن، تعلیم و تربیتشون باشه که چگونه بچه‌ها رو به اصطلاح سیف نگه دارن، ولی در کنار او همون مقدار اهمیت داره که ترینینگ اونا یا آموزش اونا در رابطه با اینکه چگونه بچه‌ها رو در مشکلات یا پیس لرنینگ جوری که به اصطلاح میتونن یک کانفلیکت، یه تنش، یه برخورد رو، یه اختلاف رو با هم دیگه حل بکنن و حل کردن اون مشکل به صورت صلح آموزی باشه. این بسیار بسیار اهمیت داره برای اینکه همونطور که رومان بهش اشاره کرد play is extremely valuable in child's development. بنابراین ما در رابطه با رشد کودکان و نوجوانان که صحبت میکنیم، بازی میتونه حتی بسیار بسیار بیشتر اهمیت داشته باشه در رشد هوشی و عاطفی و اجتماعی بچه‌ها تا اون تدریس و تعلیمات و آموزشی که در کلاس با مشق و به اصطلاح معلم انجام میشه. So extremely important to pay attention. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of October, to raise awareness at schools, at home. Play is important. We value play. بازی خیلی خیلی مهمه. میدونم in some cultures, I know some of the families I work with sometimes are like, you know, we just let the children play. But it's great. I think free play is fantastic, but also to engage with children during play is just as fantastic. So when you have the face-to-face connection, and like Dan talks about this in, you know, mental health is when you're able to emerge in minds and souls and being, to be seen and to have that connection, right?
Yeah, we keep going back
so
to that
if
word.
Connection. So if we have this connection on the playground, if we have this connection with our friends, if we have this connection or relationship at school amongst friends and children and community, we are really contributing to mental health in our school district and community and home.
And I think also, Nellie, this brings home that point of the benefits of therapeutic benefits of play, right? Because so many children, I feel that they come to the play yard. We all know this, whether it's an illness in the family or a divorce or whatever the situation might be. You know, children carry the weight of that anxiety, carry that depression onto the playground when they bring this to the playground. So play then has so many therapeutic benefits, and this is yet another reason for the mental health of our children, that these, you know, the adults that take care of children during this time have to have that skill. They have to really understand what an important job they're doing in contributing to the child's well-being, to their mental well-being, and hence their family, into their community. And then this just goes out as a network into peace learning, which you are so passionate about.
That's right, that's right. So it's all interconnected. We are talking about the same thing, raising awareness, mental health, well-being, and it all starts from schools, from homes, from you, from me, from all of us.
Each one of us, is a contributor.
So اگر که سوالی دارین در رابطه با صحبتایی که ما داریم میکنیم با برنامه ما، شماره استودیو 818 Roma, what's the phone number for our studio? 818. I don't have my glasses.
301-8000.
Okay. Please join us. Would love to have you as we discuss peace learning, mindfulness, conscious parenting, and raising awareness for this month of October on mental health and well-being. So tell us about ways, I know technology is a big topic, and working with schools, right?
Absolutely, it is a big topic.
Yes. So what are some recommendations? I always talk to parents about this on, you know, it's very specific to every family's needs, I feel like, when it comes to technology. And child, you know, some children are very driven by technology and some could care less.
Sure.
What are some recommendations, some tips for parents who are feeling overwhelmed? Because this could be very stressful, right? As far as mental health, I have to say, in my own life experience and my own family, I'm dealing with technology regulation. Social media, connecting to others.
I think the very first step for that, Nellie, is that it's very important for parents to draw some guidelines and some boundaries. Children need guidelines and boundaries.
That's right.
And of course, when parents do set those guidelines and boundaries, for parents to follow it themselves. Now, that's the key here.
That's the key.
Because oftentimes we veer away from that, and these digital gadgets become babysitters. You know, they fill in for the parent not being there, or the parent doing their errands or their chores or what have you. So really knowing that you have to follow those guidelines yourself. And the very first thing, you know, getting in the car, for example. Right? Getting in the car from school, kids have the gadgets, parents have the gadgets. One of the moms and one of my moms that I know said that what they do is when they pick the kids up, they open the trunk of the car and everybody throws their phones in there. And nobody has phones getting into the car. How beautiful is that?
Beautiful.
So now you've taken away that, you know, that disconnection. That distraction, that disconnection from the ride, from spending that time together with the kids. And it's breaking those habits, because at this point, a lot of the overwhelm, I think, for parents comes from, well, we are so far out in our habits. How do I reverse this? How do I go back? I and my children and my family, we've cultivated some digital damage, I call it, some damaging habits. How do we go backwards now? And again, it's like any habit, you know, as a parent, take the reins, be confident in what you're doing, know that this is for the benefit of the child, draw some guidelines and boundaries that you follow first, and then encourage your children to follow. If your children see you following it long enough, then they will start to understand that this is the way it is. You know, these are the things that we need to do.
And I love what you said last time we had a sort of a gathering with the children, and they were on their phones or iPads, and you know, I said to them, I said, well, you know, you need to put that away because it's been over the time, the limited time. And then I love that you said to my daughter, you said, well, how do you feel, like in your heart, you know, put your hand on your heart, and how does it feel like in this moment, your use of being, you know, on the technology or using your technology, how does it feel? So going inward to connect to that feeling, the intuition, and my daughter very quickly, you know, said, you know, it feels like, you know, something's wrong, and you know, I need to take a break. And so encouraging children or youth, young adults or teenagers to really pay attention to that inner voice. اگر که بچه‌ها زیاد از حد رو تلفن‌هاشون هستن، که من میدونم این مشکل یا این مسئله رو خیلی از شما مادر و پدران جوان و مادر و پدرانی که بچه‌های تینیجر دارین تو آفیس من دائم این مشکل مطرح میشه. بنابراین یه شیوه برخورد با این هستش که به بچه‌ها یاد بدیم که دستشون رو قلبشون بذارن و در درونشون فکر بکنن که چه حالی دارن در رابطه با استفاده از تلفن یا آیپد یا تکنولوژی. خیلی از اوقات اون به اصطلاح هیجان بیش از حد یا اون انرژی که توأم با اضطراب هستش، اونو میتونن خیلی زود حس بکنن و اگر اون رو بتونن حس بکنن و آگاهی داشته باشن از اینکه به نظر میاد که زیادی از حد من استفاده دارم میکنم یا روی تلفنم بودم یا کانکشن نداشتم با دوستم، با مادرم، با پدرم، با کسی که صورت به صورت یا belly to belly right اون کانکشن رو نداشتم، این بهشون کمک میکنه که از تکنولوژیشون بریک بگیرن to take multiple breaks که بسیار بسیار مهمه. تلفن‌ها رو خاموش بکنن، حتی خاموش بکنن که هیچ نوع wave or any type of energy from technology, you know, to disconnect completely would be very, very helpful in bringing mental health to your family.
Yes.
All lines are lined up, so let's see who we have. بفرمایید به برنامه روانشناسی خودمانی خوش آمدید.
درود به شما. من خوشحالم که شما درباره کانشسنس دارین امروز صحبت میکنین.
خواهش میکنم.
بله، من یه سوالی داشتم از شما.
بفرمایید.
سوال من این است که آیا مدیتیشن و یا نیایش
بله
تأثیری در گسترش کانشسنس ما و یا آگاهی در درون ما در کردار و یا رفتارمون در اجتماع داره که باعث بشه ما از کارهای نادرست خودداری بکنیم و حتی مخصوصا در حل مشکلات روحی روانیمون؟
بله.
آیا این نیایش و مدیتیشن تأثیری داره یا خیر؟
بله بله.
من اینو گوش میدم.
حتما. بسیار بسیار سوال خوب و مهمی هستش. So the question is, first of all, our caller really likes the idea of speaking about consciousness and bringing awareness to consciousness and conscious parenting regarding mental health awareness and mental health well-being. But his question is it possible that through meditation and prayer that we can tap into that inner self, that deep sense of self, and then deal with problems and conflict and issues in our society or home or environment better?
Yes, of course. You know, I think the very first step that one has to really understand is that when we meditate, when we go inwards, we slow down the speed of this mind, the speed of things, of life, of the movement around us, and going inwards, taking those steps to speed everything down and to really calm everything down helps you connect with that center, with who you are, helps you be present. And when we are present, the more often we are present, the more used to we get with this, the quiet and the calm and the presence, then that's what we end up manifesting within our own lives, and then of course with the interactions, as we talked about throughout this show, the network, the connections, and that's what we take out into the world, because every feeling of peace or chaos has a vibration, has a frequency, and that vibration and that frequency really starts from within us, and meditation and quietening our mind really helps us, takes us to that place of being able to manage our life in a better way.
همینطوره. بنابراین در رابطه با نیایش و یا مدیتیشن TM، میدونم خیلی از شما TM رو استفاده میکنین در ایران. تمام That's right. It's very popular in Iran. So Dan Siegel در این کتاب مایندش و یا کارهای دیگه‌ای که تحقیقات دیگه‌ای که کرده در رابطه با مایندفولنس و مدیتیشن به خوبی نشون میده به شما که مدیتیشن یکی از شیوه‌های بسیار بسیار مفید و مهم و پرارزشی هست که شما رو در رابطه با ارتقاء بهداشت روحی روانی، تصمیم گیری های بهتر، به اصطلاح حتی در رابطه با فیزیکال و در رابطه با سرطان، برای مثال مریضایی که سرطان دارن و یا یک مشکل فیزیکی دارن، مدیتیشن نشون داده که به مراتب هیلینگ و به اصطلاح اون مسیر به اصطلاح بهبودی اونها رو کمک میکنه. بنابراین بسیار بسیار ارزش داره، بسیار بسیار خوب هستش و این بخش مذهبی نداره بلکه بیشتر بخش روحانی داره و سول در دفینیشن و یا توجیهش روح و آگاهی یا خودآگاهی میتونه خیلی یونیورسال و گلوبال باشه و اگر ما به اون نکته به اصطلاح هستی و وحدت هستی توجه بکنیم، اون مدیتیشن و نیایش بسیار بسیار میتونه پر ارزش و مفید باشه. و همونطور که به اصطلاح روما اشاره کرد، یه بخشی از بهداشت روح و روان هستش. امروزه در بسیاری از مدارس مدیتیشن رو استفاده میکنن برای اینکه کودکان و نوجوانان بهتر بتونن آمادگی داشته باشن و حضور ذهن داشته باشن برای یادگیری. Roma, thank you so much for joining me on روانشناسی خودمانی و این بحث بسیار مفید در رابطه با بهداشت روح و روان و ماه اکتبر و مام تاک در جلسه آینده حتما روی این بحث آموزنده مایندفولنس و پرنتینگ توجه خواهد کرد. سپاسگزار از شما و شما بینندگان. روز و روزگار خوش.